Hello and welcome to Sobrix. I'm Adam and this is Sobrix. This is my channel for reviewing Lego sets and building them and other Lego related stuff. In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the Lego Star Wars Imperial Armored Marauder set. This is set number 75311. It has 478 pieces and I paid $40 for this set. I think that's what it retailed for, but it's a little bit sort of weird because I bought two $40 sets at the same time and then I got like a discount at the register, so my final bill was like 60, and so I could say in some ways I paid 30 for this instead of 40 for one and 20 for the other, maybe 30 for either of them, but I believe this retails at $40. And this is a set that I wasn't too familiar with. I think it came out at a time that I wasn't doing too much Lego building, and I believe this set is now retired, but it is a set from The Mandalorian. It does have Greef Karga in it. I don't know if that's a valuable minifigure. I don't know that character very well. But I like Lego Star Wars, and this came with some other Stormtroopers here, so I thought I would open this up and take a look at it, and I also thought it was maybe good value, $40 for 478 pieces, and then because I got even some a discount further than that, I thought maybe this was decent value. So in this video, I'm going to open this up, I'm going to put this together, and then I'm going to give my thoughts on it. While I build, I will speed the video up, and then I'll slow it back down to review this set. So until then, enjoy. Okay, so that is this Lego Star Wars Imperial Armored Marauder. This is pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with this in general. It was a fun build. There was some stuff that I saw on the box and on the manual that I wasn't sure how it was going to be done. Comes together really nicely, and I think there's like good detail in here for such a relatively small build. 478 pieces here, and there's not like a ton of greebling, but there's like almost greebling, which you don't always get on a ship like this, and I think that's pretty cool. And there's lots of clips and lots of hinges and lots of different things to show, and it does them all in a pretty good way, I think. So yeah, this is all right. But the first thing we can take a look at, like I normally do, are the minifigures, because this set, 478 pieces, $40. I got it maybe on sale with another set, so maybe closer to $30 for me. But even at $40, 4 figures and 478 pieces. So the first figure we will take a look at here is Greef Karga. I think this was portrayed by Carl Weathers in the Mandalorian show. I'm not terribly familiar with the character. I think they are a leader of bounty hunters, perhaps. But this is nice. It's nice to see different kinds of people represented in the Star Wars universe. Gray beard here, which is very good. So this face print is nice. Doesn't scream Carl Weathers to me, but it's okay. I really like this torso print and the midsection and the legs kind of looking like they're wearing a robe here, and then like kind of a vest underneath or a low-cut shirt, but this feels like a robe on either side. Would have been nice to have something on the arms, but maybe it's supposed to be sleeveless. So we do get printing on the midsection and the legs here. Of course, we have a little blaster. On the back, we get a little more kind of flowing of a robe. And this character does not have an alternate face design. But I don't know if this character is exclusive to this set. I don't know if this is a sought-after character. But I think it's pretty cool. So that's good. The next one I will show, I am really pleased with. And it's somewhat unique. I don't see it that often, and I don't know if these are like an older helmet design for clones, or if this is still the modern one, or what they do. It does feel a little big than I remember them being, or sorry, not for clones, for Stormtroopers rather. It does feel a little big. It feels a little like Family Guy or a little Spaceballs-y to me, but I don't know if they've changed these recently or not. I guess it's been a little while since I've gotten a set with some Stormtroopers here, but this is an artillery Stormtrooper, and this is really cool. So we get the nice Stormtrooper helmet there, but with some color, so some good printing on there and good details. Molding is really nice if it's a little big. We have the Stormtrooper body here, but again, the coloration kind of follows there. I think it's yellow. I want to say that's yellow. Nothing on the midsection, it's just black, but that works for these kind of characters, I think. And then even more color on the legs, and the legs aren't identical. Really great. Then, you see over here, there's a cloth-like shoulder piece for this Stormtrooper, which I very rarely, if ever, see. I can't remember if one of the Captain Rex minifigures comes with a cloth-type piece as well. So that was really cool and matches pretty well. And then on the back we have this pack with these white hilts, and I don't see white hilts very often either, so that's really cool. And you do get an extra one of those, which I thought was great. I will take all this off so we can better see the back of this character here. And first, what I will do is leave the shoulder piece on there, so it does go on to the back, but I believe it's supposed to just kind of be over one side, over one arm, and we can just see all of the stuff on the back here, the pack that's underneath what they were carrying, and that's all pretty good. No alternate face, just a normal clone or Stormtrooper face for this. And that's quite good. So I was really surprised to see that cloth piece. I guess I didn't make note of it on the box, and I'm pretty happy with it. I think this is a really good figure, and it's just nice to have different kinds of Stormtroopers, different kinds of people for different armies, whether it be clones, whether it be Imperial stuff, whatever it is. It's nice to have different kinds, and this one really stands out, and it's pretty well done. So I'm very happy to have this. And then in this set, besides those two, we get 2 more Stormtroopers. Again, I don't know if these are an older style helmet or the current one, but they're molded nice. I just think they're a little bit big. They don't have any like hole on the side or anything, so I'm actually not quite sure. And then kind of same Stormtrooper print for the torso and the legs, actually pretty similar to this one, but without the color. And then on the back of the torso is different than the artillery Stormtrooper, and they have a slightly different blaster there. So I'm really happy that this comes with 4 figures. I think that's really, really nice. And it's always nice to get more for army building, for massing, whatever it is. And this set is like a pretty good value to get this amount of figures, I feel like, while also having a cool vehicle. The next thing I'll show is just a little side build that you do. It's very, very simple, but it's pretty cool. I think this is supposed to be like an artillery cannon here of sorts, so it goes on the ground, and some interesting, piece usages there, and that can be angled and fired off. I think that's that. And I don't know if these hilts are supposed to be like what the projectile would be launched out of there. I'm actually not sure, but I believe these two kind of go together, so that's really nice. And now that we've looked at the figures, we can look at this Imperial armored Marauder here. So I don't know exactly like when this ship was shown in the series. It seems like it's not something that is, faring through space at high speeds. It feels very much like a crawling, like hovering vehicle, but I could be totally wrong. It just feels more like a low and almost maybe slow kind of transport, but whatever else. But it does feel like very armored and built out, which I really, really like. It's pretty wide here at the back. It's a good amount of weight here, and there's tons of cool features to look at. So these I thought were really interesting because they are kind of loose in here, and I didn't know if that was how it was supposed to be, but those can be angled, these blasters or these cannons or these guns or whatever. So those can be angled a little bit, and they move around on their own potentially too. But if one was playing with this, they could be positioned at different ways to fire off. Besides that, we do have stud shooters up front. I think these are the older style stud shooter, if I remember correctly, unless they just have 2 different ones. And I think these are the ones that like wouldn't work for tiles, whereas they do have the ones that like work for tiles and for studs. I believe these are just for studs, so they get loaded up in like that, and then you push on the side and they fly out. So 2 of those back at the front. We also get 2 more back here, and you get 8 of the translucent studs here too. Well, you get 9, but one's an extra piece. You get 8, so you can have 4 loaded up and have 4 kind of stored to be ready in there. And really cool, these ones back here rotate, which I think is really, really nice, and it's done in a pretty cool way. So we can actually take a look at that there, and I'm going to start opening this up. From the back, we can see we got some translucent here, maybe some lights. We have this. I love how these were connected. These whole bits I thought were gonna like be really loose because they connect with just one Technic pin, and they're just kind of resting on these pieces underneath here. But then as you build up the top, they get really solidified in there, which I think is really well achieved. I also couldn't tell what these were from the box. I thought those were like the new kind of stud shooter, but like recessed into a thing and used as like greebling details. But nope, that's just hinges on a special kind of door. But back to the back here, we have some gaps. So right there and right there and right there. So there's some gaps at the back of this, which normally I wouldn't like to see gaps, but I think these are intentional. I believe inside we can see some of the mechanism for how this turns, and it uses that clear tubular piece and some good stuff to limit its range of motion, which I think is really, really cool. And there's a spot for a minifigure to sit, or someone could stand in there. I think they might be the one piloting this thing or controlling this these blasters up here. And I think this is to be able to see and to aim at stuff while also being like feeling like reinforced, and that they could duck down behind all this stuff that's built out in front of it, which is very, very cool. I think that's really, really, really nice. And then we can see behind this clear piece, there is some other space in there. So up here, you've maybe already seen it. It's hard to get light in there, but there are two other spots to stud people down inside. And you can get access from that, and there's also access from the side. So both of these open up, and same with the other side here. And if I do that and get this open, we can kind of see into there, and there's places for figures to go, and there's some access to put them in. It's not the easiest. This is rather tight, but I think I could pretty easily get figures studded on those couple places there, which is very, very cool. Very nice. And we get the top axis, and we get both of these sides, and these sides are great. They add like kind of good detail, seeing those exposed kind of hinges and stuff. And they're two sections. There's a lower section here and an upper section, which is really, really nice. So I like that a lot. And then at the front of the ship, again, we have some gaps right here and gaps right here. And the front of this is very similar in philosophy to the back, I would say. So this can open up, this can open up, and we do get a printed control panel tile right here. And then there is another seat for a minifigure, and more could be stored up here at the front. So I believe these gaps are, again, intentional while also feeling really reinforced and armored, and I love that. I think that's really, really well achieved and pretty cool. So there's like a lot of moving parts in here, a lot of action features, a lot of play potential, just given the amount of figures it comes with. 4 stud shooters, different openings, closings. These can be rotated, and this thing can just be glided along on. This is on kind of a mat, almost a cloth top here, but on a carpet or something, this would just glide really nicely. It doesn't have wheels. It just uses all of these pieces on the bottom, 11 of those, to glide really, really nicely. So there's the one seat up front, there's 2 places in the middle to stud someone down, and there's the seat in the back. There is also a spot up here, which, as we can see on the instructions, is where Greef Karga is positioned, and so there is a place up there for someone to be too. Now, when they're up there, they can't easily get from up there back down into the inside of this thing, but it's just nice to have more places to stud characters. So if these stormtroopers are all on the outside firing at this vehicle, at this armored Marauder, and if that's it would be what they would do narratively, this could be full of other characters. We could have a character up here, 2 in the middle, up there, and then they could come like storming out of the side here in a really nice way, and have a character come out and engage on foot there, and that's really, really cool. So even one more spot up here for a character to sit, which is great, or stand rather, but very, very nice. And that closes up really cool. And then we do have like kind of good use of parts for kind of Greeble-esque things. And then there is another aspect of this. These, as I showed, those are on hinges. Those can be opened. I mean, inside we have a crate that is printed on all sides, and I think I've seen this used for like a gonk droid thing. And so we get one of these boxes, and these could be used to maybe store extra of the studs for the shooter, and they go in here really, really nice. They use a slope piece here, and so they just if you get it squared up, you just slide it right in there and these get closed, no problem. And then to get them out, it's a little hard to get them out because of that slope. So I've been just dumping them out, and I think that's, you know, the easiest, but they just go right in there, no problem. Very cool. Same at the other side. So you get 2 of these with the same print on all these sides, and again that just goes in there, slides right in. Very cool. So this is awesome. I think there's really good detail here, really good play potential. It's not a super common ship, I would say, for the most part. It does feel like there's something very nostalgic about this build. It reminds me of kind of older school Lego, and it's hefty, and it's pretty good. You know, I think it's really quite good. And there's definitely value here. Like, if this ship alone, maybe they put this at $25, maybe $30, but there is a lot of pieces in here, so even that feels a little low. And then we get Greef Karga, this great artillery Stormtrooper, and 2 more Stormtroopers, 4 figures in this set with 478 pieces, and then it's $40. That just seems like, for Lego Star Wars in the modern times, even though this set's not that old, that seems like a really no-brainer deal. It sounds like a great deal, and this is not like a poorly designed set. There's a lot of really cool stuff in here that I like. So and it's very, very sturdy, lends itself to play. I'm gonna probably display it with some other Star Wars stuff, and that's really, really cool. And I think the value's totally there. Great to get these figures. Like I said, side build doesn't add much to me, but if it's supposed to go with this figure specifically, fine. You know, I'm okay with that. I'll show some of the extra pieces. Of course, I said we do get did I lose one of these? We get 8 of the I think these are translucent green, but they could be yellow or something. I think they are like a light green studs for the stud shooters. 4 can be loaded up at once, and 4 could be stored, including maybe in those crates, in those boxes. You could put maybe 2 of these in each one or something if they fit. I didn't double check, but that could be really, really good. And I'll show the rest of the extra pieces here. Some good extra pieces in there. So we get a brown bar element, this kind of trigger. We get a white hilt. Again, I don't see that very often. Very, very cool. And we also get a black one, and then just some 1x1s, some studs, some tiles, some slopes, some 1x1 plates, a pin. We do get an extra one of the ammunition for those stud shooters, so you get 9. But one of them is, of course, an extra piece there. So really, really cool. I think this white hilt is really great. And I just don't know how common that is, but I really, really like it. So happy to get an extra of those. I think this set is quite good if you can find it for around retail, or like I did. Like I say, it was $40. I bought 2 sets that were both $40, and my final what I paid at the end after the discounts at the register was like $60. So I'm saying I roughly paid $30 for this, and $30 for the other one, which I'll be doing a video about in the future. And for me, $30, this is a great deal. Plus, it's a retired set. So I don't know if these figures are hard to come by, or if this is a sought after set. I don't know how well it sold at the time. When I saw it at the store recently, it struck me as something I hadn't seen before, but I think it came out in 2021, maybe, a time when I wasn't doing very much Lego. And so I was very, very pleased to find this and to pick it up at such a good deal. And I think this is a really good set. So I'm very, very happy with it. If you like this video, consider giving it a like. And if you like the other videos on my channel, consider subscribing to it so you can stay up to date on all the Lego videos I will be doing in the future, including some other Lego Star Wars and a bunch of other Lego themes of various shapes, sizes, colors, types, price ranges, piece counts, all different types of stuff coming up, so subscribe so you don't miss any of that. And I'm also really excited to put that other set together that I bought from this. I will say it's not Lego Star Wars. It is a different Lego theme that I'm quite partial to. It is also a retired set. It was also $40, and it has, I think, one more piece than this. This was $478, and that other one is $479. So some people, if they see this, may be able to figure out what set that is, but subscribe so you don't miss that next video. And until next time, thanks. Bye.